Yeah, Pari.
Okay. Um, you had said that Maya is the potency of the Lord. What does that mean?
Maya is the potency of the Lord means uh, the supreme divine manifest. Now, I don't want to confuse you in that manifest and the unmanifest part. When we come to it, you will start understanding. Okay, just to give you an understanding, this book has been, basically the main character over here is Krishna and Arjuna, correct? So Krishna is called the supreme divine manifest,
Hmm.
called the supreme divine manifest or person.
Hmm.
And then there is something which is called the supreme divine unmanifest.
Hmm.
Unmanifest means cannot be understood, all right, by our senses, our mind, and all good morning, Padma.
Good morning.
Cannot be understood by our mind and our body and our senses. That is the supreme divine unmanifest. From the supreme divine unmanifest, which we in Sanatan Dharma call it Brahma, Brahman, Brahma, all right. From that comes the manifest, manifest world. Manifest world is all that you see around you. All that you see around you is looks very real. If you touch, oh, it is real, ऐसा करके बोलेगा. Like if you touch the sofa set behind you, yes, it is real. Everything looks real to you, but this is actually an illusion. The illusion, because just like in a dream, see, we have to give examples, isn't it? Like this is an example. Now think about this example correlation to what you asked. In a dream, suppose you are dreaming of doing your man in some place. Okay, now you are going to London and you are going to do your man over there. Okay, now in your dream you are doing all this and you see a certain number of people. So in your dream, does it appear real to you? Very real it appears. So what happens is, but the moment you open your eyes, everything is gone, everything has disappeared, right? Now in the same way, when in this waking state, now that you are awake and you are listening to whatever I am saying, in the waking state you can see so many people in the computer screen, right? You can see your computer, you can see the sofa set, you can experience that you are sitting down. Now the same sequence, when you go to deep sleep, does this thing remain? No. So in your deep sleep, this, whatever the objects that you see in this material world, disappear in your deep sleep, correct? You have no idea about anything in the waking state, in your deep sleep state, correct? So what we say is, in deep sleep we consider this world which is there outside us, that means everybody around us, looks so real in the waking state, disappears in the deep sleep state. In the deep sleep state, whatever is happening, can you experience in the waking? No. So that means for the deep sleep, this waking state is like a dream, and for the waking state, whatever happens in the deep sleep is like a dream. And so when you go from one state to the other, the dream breaks, you break out of the dream and the whole objects in front of you disappear. So in philosophy we say that this particular state of existence is called a dream state. It's like as if it is in a dream. So all objects that are there in a dream, the way they disappear when the dream breaks, when you wake up, same way this whole universe creation is like a dream, and it is in somebody's dream. Somebody is dreaming us up, so we are very much there, and this dream state disappears when that person wakes up. Good morning, Central. So this particular state disappears. Got it? So that is the reason why this state is called the existence state. Remember I said from the unmanifest comes the manifest. So everything that is manifest from the unmanifest is like coming out of a dream, and this dream, the creation of this multi-hued dream, is nothing but Maya's creation. Maya means illusion, power of illusion. So illusory characteristics of the God himself. So he is dreaming us up, and when his dream breaks we will disappear. So the 4 yugas happen, it seems, and at the end of the 4 yugas this sleepy man gets up, or the dreaming person gets up. So when he wakes up, the whole world disappears in front of him. Just like in our dream the world exists and then it disappears, so in his world we are existing as creatures, characters. So when he opens his eyes, the world comes to an end. Alright, this is the meaning of the word Maya. Understood or no? Good. So any questions, Senthil? Yeah, the seeker. Basically the term awakening is correlated to seeker. Seeker means the one, see, we are just now dream creatures, isn't it? We are in a dream. We think that the body is real, everything is real. But in the last one chapter we understood that all this is nothing but unreal. That which is real is not this body. Body keeps on deteriorating, finally in the end it dies, and everybody will say Suresh died. And there, where did he go? He went to heaven or he went to hell, whichever place that he wants to go to. Or he must have been, he has booked his tickets. So he has gone to whichever place that is there. After that, then he was reborn. And then he was born as a cockroach. चलो हिट लेके और साले को मारो. तो ये भी बोलने के लिए लोग तैयार है. तो think about it. That means I am there just now. After death also I am there just now at that time or no? So he went to heaven. That means the body doesn't go to heaven. Something else goes to heaven. Or he goes to hell. Then what goes to heaven or to hell? And then again being reborn. Who is reborn? I am reborn. I am reborn. Rebirth happens to me and I am born again in the form of some creature or some human or some alien or God knows whatever. So there is no way of knowing that as well. So I died, I was born again, then I died again, then I was born again, then I died again. So multiple lives have gone, and yet this person who is supposed to be the link in between is constantly there, right? So that explains. Okay, we'll see what Padma has written. If only the framework is real and all else Maya, then since the Vedas are the framework, are only they real and all the Vedic principles always true? Pralay after Pralay, only they and the framework are only they real. Acha, if that means the Vedas are they real and the Vedic principles. See, what happens is Vedas are the rule books by which everything gets done. Now suppose I want to write the architecture for a particular like they say ना framework. तुम लोगों का इसमें है कंप्यूटर का लैंग्वेज में framework बोलते हैं, and there is an architect who designs that, isn't it? So he will be the chief architect for that particular thing. Yes, even in the construction industry there is an architect who goes through the whole process, and the basic principles are the same. What are the principles? You need a base, a foundation. Okay, so what is the base or the foundation? The base or the foundation on which this has happened, you need the earth, isn't it? To create an empire, to create a building, you need basically the foundation, the ground. So the ground has already been written. Many years ago somebody wrote that binary language, correct? Now based on the binary language, what is the next principles that are important? The next principles that are important is how deep you have to deep, how deep you have to dig, correct? And then what kind of a flooring that needs to be done at that level. The base structure has to be very, very strong. So you have certain softwares which some people have written, which you got to use to create your base, isn't it? So even when you are constructing a house, I'm sure you have, I mean most of you must have seen how houses are constructed. They will have to dig deep inside, then they have to put the gravel, and then they have to stick the steel and so on and so forth. So that means the steel and the cement and all these, somebody has designed it. So the basic structure, that is what we call as the framework, is already pre-designed. There is a basic methodology involved using certain materials. So the Vedas are nothing but these materials, alright, on which this universe or any other universes, Padma, I was saying, these Vedas are these materials or these bases on which this universe or any other universe or any worlds, for that matter any yuga or any kind of creation that has happened, happening and is going to happen, it is based on that. Those are laws. Basically they have been written way back in time. Written, why we say written? There is nothing called written. Okay, so they have been mentioned somewhere. Unfortunately some people have lost the Vedas, so we don't have most of these frameworks with us, but some of them are there, so we can follow some of them. Like today, even in the computer industry, you will find that it all started with COBOL, Fortran, BASIC. All these are languages. Today, who is using this COBOL, Fortran? No, वो कहाँ से शुरुआत करेंगे? तो जावा, C++, all those things, hash या पता नहीं. Even there, a basic structure doesn't get written. What do? There are already existing prefabricated, like you have windows which are prefabricated, the doors are prefabricated, the structure itself is prefabricated. So what are the prefabricated structures? There are certain Java programs, or there are certain applets, certain things. I am trying to think as close as possible. Or there are certain companies which have written a certain software which you just buy off the shelf and tell them, I need to incorporate it in my in my building, in my creation. So you buy those software, isn't it? And then you put them over there. Like even for creation of a website, you have seen that there are already existing what you call them, plugins. The plugins, now you don't need to go and write the language and stuff like that for a plugin. The plugin exists, you just, it is like a created object, you just plug in, plug and play type thing, जैसा मशीन लगाया और करके चालू कर दिया. पुराने जमाने में अगर चटनी बनाने का रहता था तो रगड़ा लेके आना पड़ता था ऐसा घोटने का. अभी क्या है, मिक्सर में डाल दिया, जूम किया, पूरा हो गया, चटनी खा लो. पहले वैसा नहीं था. So now see, the systems which have been incorporated are much adaptive to today's day and environment and age. So that is what this answer is. All right.
Guru, is Sankhya Yoga contemplating about God, or is it different totally?
Sankhya Yoga is basically dissection. We are going to take a scalpel and we are going to dissect God into pieces. So we are trying to understand him by breaking up. Like if it's like trying to find in this body Where is the Atma? So we are going to open or cut up the body, cut karke pura, and then we are going to search each and every individual part. Oh, is there Atma over here? Oh, is there Atma over here? So Sankhya Yoga is basically dissecting God. It's a knowledge based thing. It's like now suppose Samsung Galaxy Tab or something like that, or Samsung Galaxy क्या पता नहीं कौन सा तो भी नया फोन लेके आए. Okay, वो लोग लेके आए. So don't you think all the competitors are going to take that thing apart to see what exactly is there? See, we know the basic structure. What is the basic structure? That there is some board, the motherboard, this, that. So many things are very fixed. But what is that unique stuff? So we will break it down, cut करके है ना उसको analyze करेंगे, isn't it? And when we analyze, we arrive at the conclusion, okay, this is what makes the difference in a Samsung phone. So in an iPhone, now iPhone 5 करके आया है, तो iPhone 4 और iPhone 5, iPhone 4 का पूरा the complete thing is available. You can make it at home, do it yourself, do DIY. Now iPhone 5 का क्या DIY है मालूम नहीं, तो उसको पहला काटने का, छाटने का, सेपरेट करने का, that is called Sankhya. Okay, it is nothing but knowledge based. So we cut down things, we break them down so that we can study those things, all right, and then we can try to understand what is it that makes it tick or run. So Sankhya Yoga is nothing but the knowledge, yoga of knowledge, which teaches us to dissect God so that you understand his finer ways of working. But that still doesn't make us reach God anyway, because still it will not tell you why Samsung is now such a successful phone. It still will not tell you. You can only identify, okay, these are the softwares that are running this whole system. Why is it successful? It is not because of the software, something else is making it successful. So in the same way, who is this God? We can try to find out. Okay, now I know, little you will try to know. At the end of it, the big question still remains, who is this God? Ta-da! And then you will wonder, oh, maybe I think I got to rethink my strategy. So then you will try to approach through Windows. Oh no, ice cream sandwich is not good, so let us try Windows, Nokia. Correct? बोले iOS चलता नहीं अपने इसमें. iOS is not a software which is then given to people, so other companies cannot use, only Apple can use it, है ना? So and the Android came in, Google came up with theirs. 3 days back there was a new phone introduced. It is cheaper than the rest and it works on a beautiful principle, and the main framework of it is written by this company, Mozilla. It's a Mozilla phone. So now you have 4 great competitors. One, iOS, which is not allowing anybody else to use it. Second is Google, which has its Android. The third one is Windows based, which is Nokia and all those companies. And the fourth one now is Mozilla. Mozilla says हमारा phone सबसे सस्ता है, and it can do much better than all these phones put together. They just launched it. There in the United States there was this great there is one forum where they launched such type of products. Samsung came out with some fantastic TVs, very highly interactive TVs. So Samsung launched about 10 or 12 new products, and this Mozilla phone was launched. So now see, Padma has written CES. What is CES? You can speak.
The forum is CES, Consumer Electronics Show.
Okay, good.
At Las Vegas.
So that particular show, you can launch a product, it makes a big splash because it is covered by media. Okay, so I think understood this much. Okay, any more questions? No. So can we carry on? New chapter. So chapter 3. Arjuna said, Krishna, this is a big confused mind, by the way. Understand this. Arjuna, every time when Krishna opens his mouth, Arjuna says, I'm confused. I don't understand. So, very confused person. So he is going to say, if you consider knowledge as superior to action, why then do you urge me this dreadful action, Keshava? You are, as it were, puzzling my mind by these seemingly conflicting expressions. Therefore, tell me the one definite discipline by which I may obtain the highest good. Krishna is telling him choices. मतलब ये भी कर सकता है, ये भी कर सकता है, ये भी कर सकता है, वो भी कर सकता है. And Arjuna is saying, but what is it that you want me to do? I need to know that. You see, don't confuse me. On one side you are saying the knowledge is very good, and then you are telling me to do the action. Okay? And that means I have to listen to whatever you say and then I have to do the action. But then on the knowledge front, why can I not just take the knowledge and be happy about it? So which yoga is right? This one or that one? So is it the action based yoga that is right? Yoga means, you understand, na? So yoga basically means union with God, but here the mark, the pathway. So which pathway is correct for me? This one or this one? Okay, if I have to go from Bangalore to London, which one is right? Should I go from Dubai or should I go from France, Paris to London? There are two flights. Air France flies from Bangalore to Paris, Paris to London. Or the other one, from here to Dubai, from Bangalore to Dubai and Dubai to London. So which one is right? This one or that one? End of the day, you are still going to reach London, isn't it? It's like from Bangalore to USA. तुम लोगों का फ्लाइट कितना कैसा किधर किधर गया था? And Senthil has fantastic experience. एयरपोर्ट पे जाके टांग दिया था. So now you understand how this works. End of the day, you are still supposed to reach there. The framework says you are only going to go from here and reach Bangalore or India or Chennai, whichever place that you are supposed to go to. But like Arjuna, confusion was there. Please tell me which is the right. I need to know. See, you don't confuse me further. So is it the yoga of knowledge that is correct, or is it the yoga of action that is correct? And please don't tell me, you have to learn the knowledge and then you have to do the action. No. This is too much of confusion for me. So Arjuna's state of mind can be akin to our own, where many a times you will ask, मैंने क्या करना चाहिए? तो बोले देखा तुम्हारे सामने क्या क्या ऑप्शंस ओपन है. अच्छा देखो, वो ऑप्शंस को स्टडी करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है, वो ऑप्शंस को सब स्टडी करना जरूरी है. ऑलराइट, टेक द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन. दिस हैज टू बी डन लाइक दिस, सो यू गॉट टू डू दैट. सेकंड ऑप्शन, this has to be done like this, so you got to do that as well. Third option. Then at the end of all this talk, you still say, you please forget all these A, B, C, D, E and F. Can you just tell me which one to take? I am getting more frustrated by the day. Tell me which one. Isn't this how everybody's state of mind is? Padma is writing. So Padma ka state of mind is, forget Padma, everybody is like this only. More confusion. Because what Krishna says, it's tough to actually understand. Simple language में समझने का है. The options have been kept in front of you. What am I supposed to do particularly? Okay. Yes, which option to exercise is what you are asking for. The decision making is what you are asking for. Okay, point number 1. Your end result is already decided. समझ में आया? तुम कितना भी ऊपर उड़ने का कोशिश करेंगे या कितना भी तुमको स्विमिंग करने का, already your end result is decided. Please don't bother about the end result. That's why he says, no. See, if the end result is already decided, what is the point in bothering about what is going to come? होने वाला है कि नहीं होने वाला है, ये होता है कि वो होता है. Why are you all bothered about it? The end result is already decided. Okay, number 1 point. 2, he is telling you, देखो भैया, खाने का है खिचड़ी, end result is decided. लेकिन सवेरे से तुमको ये सोचना जरूरी है, तरकारी कौन से बनाओ, चपाती बनाओ कि नहीं. हाँ, फिर उसके बाद सब्जी, चपाती हो गया, फिर उसके बाद राइस कौन सा टाइप का बनाओ, पुलाव बनाओ, खिचड़ी बनाओ, प्लेन राइस बनाओ. प्लेन राइस बनाएगा तो उसके साथ दाल भी मांगता है, तो दाल भी बनाना पड़ेगा. अभी दाल हो गया, राइस हो गया, एक सब्जी हो गया, फिर उसके बाद चपाती हो गया, अभी उसके साथ स्वीट भी होना मांगता है. तुम हर एक चीज के पीछे भागने का. फाइनली इन द एंड, बोला गुरुजी का टाइम हो गया, 11 बज गए, अभी मेरे पास हाथ में टाइम नहीं है, हम लोग खिचड़ी बनाते हैं, चलो. तो बन गई खिचड़ी. समझ में आया? तो कृष्णा इज टेलिंग यू वेरी क्लियरली, सोचना तुम्हारा काम है. ओके, सोचना तुम्हारा काम है. मतलब डाइसेक्शन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर बॉल गेम, सो काइंडली डू इट, डोंट बॉदर. क्या बनाने का ये सोचना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. क्या बनने वाला है उसके ऊपर मत जाओ. सो डूइंग योर पार्ट ऑफ द डील इज इंपॉर्टेंट. So think about it. So think about your state, Senthil. When you reach the airport, Wichita airport, what was it that was going on in your mind? Should I go from here to Houston? Houston से ऐसा वैसा वैसा, या फिर मैं यहाँ से वहाँ जाऊँ, शिकागो जाऊँ, फलाना ढिकना. How many options you explored? Didn't you go to the counters and spoke to so many airlines and stuff like that?
Yeah,
How many options did you explore?
at least 3 to 4.
Correct. And finally, the right one fell in your lap. Correct?
Yeah.
Huh? You might have thought you are going to take extra time in London to do certain amount of shopping. The big boss says, no shopping, no spending money now. You better run from one terminal to another.
It was exactly like right time, no additional time at all.
See, so can you imagine that first your thought that I will shop in London, cancel.
I was having like 5 hours buffer, 3 hours buffer.
And now no buffer. But didn't you? Yeah. But didn't you have to go through the whole process? It is exactly going to be in everybody's life. Please don't be mistaken about this. Everybody will have to go through this state where should I take A, B, C, D, E, F? At that time you think, the D option is the correct option. A, B, C, F, E and F are not the right one. ऐसा तुम सोचते होंगे. But then why didn't God tell me that the D option is the right option first only? Sir, A, B, C, D, E and F all need to be attempted. Attempts have to be done. I am not going to tell you which is going to succeed. And anyway, your success is written over there. But if you don't attempt A, B, C, E and F, why will I give you D? चलो गया भाड़ में, तू नहीं देगा, जा तेरे को मैं. मतलब तू तो साला काम भी नहीं करता है, तो मैं दूं काय के लिए तेरे को? See, to be qualified for getting that thing, you need to show your ability to do it, isn't it? You understand what I am saying? This is very essential. See, now a girl says, I want to get married or something like that, and mummy says, you got to learn everything in the kitchen. बोला ये कैसा करना, वो कैसा करना, वो कैसा करना, वो पूरा, मतलब है ना, चिकन बिरयानी, मटन बिरयानी से लेके है ना, सिंपल खिचड़ी और दाल राइस बनाने को आना मांगता है. और फिर क्या होता है मालूम है, वो लड़की का शादी होता है, वो शादी होता है, वो हस्बैंड क्या बोल रहा है, आई लव पास्ता, गई भैंस पानी में तेरी, है कि नहीं? I love pasta. I love all these oven based, only the baked stuff. I don't love all this chapati fapati and all that. No curries for me. मेरे ले कर ले बात। तो तभी ऐसा लगता है कि साले पकड़ के चपाती तेरे सिर पे मारूं। No, the reason is because you don't know what is going to come up, and why you have done this, you may have no clue. But going through the A to F is very, very important. So when my friend Samrat came to me and asked me this question, Guruji, why did the 13th girl, why did I have to select 13 girls, before I finally said yes to this girl? Why I could not have met her in the first place? मैंने बोला उसको, सर 13 नंबर, 0 के बाद सीधा 13 नंबर नहीं आता है, 0 के बाद आता है 1 2 3 4 12 क्रॉस करने के बाद फिर 13 आएगा, है कि नहीं? तो 13th नंबर तक जाने के लिए 1 to 12 तक क्रॉस करना ही पड़ेगा। तो यू मे से इट्स अ फ्यूटाइल थिंग, व्हाई शुड आई अटेम्प्ट इट? फ्यूटिलिटी, यू अंडरस्टैंड? फ्यूटिलिटी मीन्स व्हाट? यार बकवास है, क्यों करने का? यस, सो everything is sequential. Please understand, the 12 girls which came in his pathway, the rejection of those 12 girls was important because it's a part of the karmic cycle. The karma is, sometimes you may have to apply to 20 or 30 or 40 different jobs. You may wonder, साला मैं इन लोगों को क्यों अप्लाई करूं जब मेरे को एक फिक्स्ड है किधर तो भी मेरे लाइफ में? Oh, you really think so? You should watch that, American Idol or those other shows, Elimination rounds are important, isn't it? That guy who won the UK, what is that? Top, whatever that program is.
Big Boss.
Huh?
The Voice.
No. The guy who sung the song Chantel has sung last year. Oh, he's amazing. The guy is really wonderful. This is a man who is singing in such a beautiful voice. Or the one in which Nicole Scherzinger, she was there for singing the last song. You should see these programs to see the actual depth at which these people go. I only see the last part. I don't see the first part. So here the idea is this, that you have to go through the elimination rounds, isn't it? People have to go through elimination rounds. So you better attempt this. Maybe I did 4 verses after that. So first 2 verses is the confusion, a lot of confusion. He's asking Krishna, what is this? Why you can't tell me that which is right one? Sri Bhagavan said, Arjuna, in this world 2 courses of sadhana, spiritual discipline, have been enunciated by me in the past. In the case of the Sankhya Yoga, the sadhana proceeds along the path of knowledge, whereas in the case of Karma Yogi, it proceeds along the path of action. So 2 things have been told to everybody in the past. You have also been a recipient of that knowledge. First is knowledge based and second one is action based. Alright. So the knowledge based is called Sankhya Yoga and the action based is called Karma Yoga. So 2 disciplines have been mentioned by me in the past. Okay. So man does not attain freedom from action, culmination of the discipline of action, without entering upon action, nor does he reach perfection, culmination of the discipline of knowledge, merely by ceasing to act. This is a very important verse which tells you that काम नहीं करेगा तो खाने को नहीं मिलेगा. मतलब जाके पहला किचन में तुमको पकाना पड़ेगा तो ही खा सकते हो. अच्छा ऊपर से ऐसा कोई मैजिकल डिशेस नहीं आने वाला है. आ गया Pari will be dreaming, somebody please make it for me. God, Krishna, why don't you cook some dinner and send it to me? Of course, उसका वर्ल्ड में मैजिक होता है, नो डाउट अबाउट इट. लेकिन वो मैजिक के लिए ना डोमिनोज पैसा देना पड़ेगा. So maybe you have to lift your phone and say call on this number, and you will magically get one pizza over there delivered to your home. But at the end of it, magically money नहीं आता है बॉस. उसके लिए कर्म करना पड़ता है. So anything in this world that needs to be done, you got to first do action. Without action, nothing is going to fall in your lap. So if you don't do action, how do you think things are going to work? You cannot expect by sitting in one place for the things to fall into your lap. Can you? You got to first work. And that is what he is telling you in this verse. He says, man does not attain freedom from action. No man on this planet Earth has been given this freedom where he can say ting and then something will appear. जीनी करके वो एक सीरियल था ना, ऐसा करती है तो सामने है ना डिशेस आ जाता है. ये कोई मैजिकल वर्ल्ड नहीं है. कृष्णा के जमाने से बात हो रही है. So even during Krishna's time, he could not have done this, and something would have appeared. In one of the Arabian Nights story, the person comes, that big fat genie comes out of that lamp, rubbing the lamp, isn't it? Aladdin ना, वो कौन सा Aladdin नहीं था या कोई था. तो वैसा अपने को कोई मैजिक लैंप नहीं मिलने वाला है. What does he say? Nobody in this world, nobody, not even Krishna himself, man does not attain freedom from action. Every person has to do action. Nobody has got the idea there is a free lunch. Okay, everybody got to work for it without entering upon action. Without doing action, no action cannot happen. On its own, nothing is going to happen. So even let us say, for example, you want to watch a particular channel, so you sit over there, ting करेगा तो क्या टीवी अपने आप चालू होके वो चैनल ऑन होने वाला है? ऐसा नहीं है. वो रिमोट लेना पड़ेगा, तुमको दबाना पड़ेगा, चैनल नंबर डालना पड़ेगा, तो फिर वो चैनल चालू होएगा. You see, people are trying to work out in all across the world, writing softwares so that so yes, they are writing softwares. तुम्हारे फ्रिज में क्या कमी है? We will get it ordered from the supermarket. Okay, but sir, the lacuna in the system is supermarket में क्या कमी है वो उन लोगों के बाप को भी मालूम नहीं. ठीक है, मतलब suppose Walmart knows what is less in your fridge, so Walmart will immediately send it to your house. Okay, now Walmart के पास क्या कमी है वो तो यूनिवर्स को मालूम. और यूनिवर्स साला पानी नहीं देगा तो गाय को खाना नहीं मिलेगा. गाय को खाना नहीं मिलेगा तो गाय दूध नहीं देगी. दूध नहीं देगी, तुम लोग का योगर्ट बनेगा किधर से? अगर योगर्ट नहीं बना तो वॉलमार्ट में पहुंचेगा कैसा? और अगर वॉलमार्ट में नहीं पहुंचा तो तेरे फ्रिज के अंदर जाने वाला है? नहीं. So you see, at the end of the day, we are still dependent on the big boss. Somewhere we have to say, the program to program the big boss is still not written. Think about it. The program to program the big boss is still not written. So that program is still in limbo. So you need to do action. And Padma has written, to retire from work, you need to first work. Yeah. You need to first work. But actually, I started from retirement. No, I started before I retired only. Okay. exceptions to the rule, ऐसा भी होता है. So merely by ceasing to act, the last words. You see, you can say the words, I am not going to do it. Why should I do it? We are always indignant. How do we say these words? अगर भगवान को देने का ही है ना, वो देगा. Why should I work on this? I don't need to work on this. I just will do, won't do anything. I won't even lift my finger. So by ceasing to act, saying that I won't do that particular thing, do you really think things are going to work? So in that he is going to talk about it. Surely none can ever remain inactive even for a moment, for everyone is helplessly driven by actions by the modes of Prakriti, nature born qualities. So whether you like it or not, you may say as much as you want to, I won't do this. Prakriti, the principle which runs this universe, वो कान पकड़ के तुमको बराबर वही करने को लगाएगी जो तुम बोलते हो कि मैं नहीं करेगा. वो समझ में आया? The Prakriti is stronger than anything. That's what I told you, no? You may write whatever programs, the Prakriti, the universe outside. उसने वॉलमार्ट को दूध देने का ही नहीं बोला तो क्या करेगा? You don't have options. Walmart cannot explore any other option. Got it? So at that point in time, they better have vendors, isn't it? The vendors have to be from different places around the world. So if one vendor drops, they can go to another one, they can go to another one. But it's like today, you will find that there are certain, say McDonald's or KFC. Now McDonald's is dependent on Coca-Cola for the soft drink portion, correct? So in every McDonald's, you will get Coke. Go and ask Pepsi over there, they can't give you. Now tomorrow, suppose that particular Coke plant shuts down or something happens. So what is McDonald's going to give you? It can't give you anything. So it will say, do you want Minute Maid? See, we have tea, we have coffee. Okay. We have नारियल पानी. अच्छा, मतलब आजकल मैकडोनल्ड नारियल पानी भी बेचने का चालू कर दिया. So you will wonder, why is नारियल पानी being sold? Sir, Coke plant is shut down. No, that is why. So everything is dependent. Like the United States was such a great nation. It had so much of money. It had so many things to offer. Detroit was one of the biggest, hubs for manufacturing cars. Now, which is the number one car in the United States? It's a Japanese brand, boss. So the question of having a Detroit, having multiple plants doesn't seem to work. One of the Indian tycoons, he bought a British steel mill. Okay. Do you know who? Don't know.
Lakshmi Mittal.
Mittal.
No. His name is Ratan Tata. His name is Ratan Tata, and he bought one of the biggest companies there called Corus. Corus.
That was Mittal, wasn't it?
No, Mittal is a trader. Mittal is a trader on the London Metal Exchange. Okay. Corus was bought by Ratan Tata. Mittal bought another company. So any which way, now Corus was bought by Ratan Tata. I knew you would say Mittal. You need to explore the options A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Okay. Right. So the thing is, so keep your options open. You understand this? Krishna also is telling you very clearly, you need to exercise all the options. He is telling you not to shut down on one option only. तुम्हारे पास कितने ऑप्शंस है, उसको सबको एक्सप्लोर करना बहुत जरूरी है, because work, the basic criteria for doing anything is called work. Now, why was I talking of Chorus? Because Chorus is eating up into the profits of Tata Steel. All right. And today he is in a process of trying to shut down a couple of Chorus plants in the same way Mittal had to shut down that French plant, isn't it? There was a French mill, which a steel mill, which he was trying to shut down, and finally he had to work with the president and get the whole thing sorted out. That is Mittal, sir. And this is Ratan Tata. Now his protege is going to work towards it. Let's not get into steel. Somebody will steal our time. Okay. So the modes of Prakriti, वो कान पकड़ के तुमको वही काम करने को लगाएगा जो तुम नहीं करना चाहते. You may refuse to do certain jobs, you will say, I just have got to know my winning combination. In the US, UK and all over the world, they have these lotteries, isn't it? You have to put the winning combinations and finally you may earn the jackpot. The person who has been writing combinations for the last donkey's years finally someday wins it. But without going to the bookie, you can't do that. Right or wrong? तो उधर तक तो जाना ही पड़ेगा ना, समझा? So the thing is, we got to work out in all directions. Surely none can ever remain inactive even for a moment. You may say for yourself, no, I am going to sit in one place and not do anything about it. If God wants to give, he will give. God बोलता है next. वो नेक्स्ट करेगा, उसके पहले तुम बोल दो ना बाबा, मैं करता है, I am going to do it. So you got to do what you got to do. I'm sure in most of my updates, these words you have seen it. I think every month at least 10 times you will see. What you got to do, you got to do. I have written this down. How many times you see it? Because it is the framework. It is basically what the idea needs to be understood by you. So he says, surely none can even remain inactive even for a moment, for everyone is helplessly driven to action by modes of Prakriti. Why is he saying this? It's very, very important. If you refuse to do it, let us say you have been told very clearly that you got to exercise all the options and you got to work for it. But if you refuse to do it, you will incur karma. And that is going to make you come back again and again and again. Do you know, in the examination also, if you refuse to write your examination, you have to come again to write another examination. It's a very simple philosophy, boss. You got to clear the examination. नहीं तो रेड लाइन, हम लोग के यहाँ पे है ना, ऐसा रेड में लिखता था, यू हैव फेल्ड, प्लीज अटेम्प्ट वंस अगेन. और यू से है ना कि नहीं, मेरा तो है ना प्रिंसिपल इज अ फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, वो तो मेरे को पास कर देगा. ऐसा लगता है तुमको? ऐसा नहीं होता है. So he says you got to work. He who outwardly restraining the organs of sense and action sits mentally dwelling on the object of senses, that man of deluded intellect is called a hypocrite. Some person who just sits in one place and just contemplates on it. Okay. Any person who just sits in one place only contemplating and thinking that शायद होने वाला है, शायद होएगा, शायद नहीं होएगा, पता नहीं, जो होना है वो होएगा. The person who says these words, जो होना है वो होएगा, without doing the action, Krishna is saying that person is called a hypocrite. So you are not allowed to sit in one place not doing anything. You better move your ass. You better work. you better see to it that you put your foot forward and do something about it. Otherwise, I am going to call you a hypocrite. And Krishna terms this person very clearly. He says, he who outwardly restraining the organs of sense and action. Any person who restrains it deliberately a person says, मैं करके क्या करने वाला है? Why should I do about it? I don't need to do anything. What God has to give will give me. ऐसा अगर बोला ना, कृष्णा खुद बोलता है कि ऐसे लोगों को मैं बराबर करता हूँ. He who outwardly restraining the organs of sense and action sits mentally dwelling on the object of sense. That man of deluded intellect is called a hypocrite. On the other hand, he who is controlling the organs of sense and action by the power of his will and remaining unattached undertakes the yoga of selfless action through these organs, Arjuna, he excels. This is a very, very important. These two lines need to be understood by us in a very, very detailed manner. On one side, there is a person who knows that there is something that needs to be achieved. Whatever. Let us say, for example, you need to gather some funding, some money. You need to send your son to a particular school or a college. You need to get your parents, settled in a particular place. They have had retirement. Or on the other hand, you need to ensure that your house in the village is constructed properly. Correct? Now you cannot just sit hand on one side and say, ना, हो जाएगा, हो जाएगा, हो जाएगा. तुमको क्या लगता है, हवे में कुछ तो भी मैजिक है जिसमें होने वाला है? No. If you got to send your child to the best college in the world, you got to work your ass off. Otherwise, I am going to call you a hypocrite. I am not going to do anything for you. Krishna is very clear about it. Then you will be responsible not only for your actions, you will be responsible for that other person's actions as well. Please understand this. Somebody a few days back was saying, I had this opportunity of going to fantastic place and I was denied this opportunity. So you think the karma of denial comes to you alone? I'm sorry, it goes to the person who has denied you that. So the person who has denied you this opportunity also is a bhagidar, is a part of that karma, and that person also needs to suffer. It's not about suffering the way I will send you to hell, ऐसा करके कुछ नहीं है उसमें. The same person will have to go through the same action in some future life where that person will be denied by this other person. Got it or no? Let us say I have a son whom I deny sending him to a good college, telling him क्या करने का है, गल्ले पे बैठ बोलेगा तो you go, come, I've got fantastic business yaar, you come and sit in this. The son says, no dad, I want to go to a good college. See, I have identified that I want to go to this particular university. And you say, what use is the degree, boss? I have got crores of rupees worth of business. You come and sit over here. No, don't bother your head about it. So he has been denied that. So there is a karmic action which happens. So this person is going to be very, very sad. He is also going to feel completely demoralized. You may think that that action is only affecting him. I am sorry, it is going to affect you also. Are you not the root cause of all these issues? So if you have been a part of this karmic action by not doing the job which you have been supposed to do, in some future life of yours, when you are going to be that person's son, this same boy will be your father and he will deny you something. Because in the karma, in the action based, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. What you give is what you shall reap. What you sow is what you shall reap has been written in the Bible as well. Please understand, even in the Bhagavad Gita, it says the same thing. You are going to go through the same thing. So, why not do it? What stops you from doing it? Moving your ass or just doing something about it? Is that what is affecting you? Why not do it? One day Pari asked me a question. She was going to go for some Model United Nations. So she asked me the question. It's a very prestigious thing. I want to go there and I want to attempt it. I said, yes, you should go. Success? How do you know there is a success? No, success is not which is important. Going over there and attempting it was far more important. You may think the success comes in the part of winning some medal or some certificate. I'm sorry, it is not about that. You may not know that you may meet some fancy professor out there or some person out there who may be a person who is going to link you up into the future. Now, if you don't go over there, how are you going to meet that person? One day, one of my disciples asked me this question. For many years, I was staying in one place and I was working very nicely over there. And then from there, one day I sold everything and I went to another place. In that other place, I worked for 4 or 5 years. And I lost everything that I had earned in last so many years of my life. And then I had to go back to the place where I started from. So he asked me, Bhaiya, ye kyun ho raha hai mere saath? I mean, why is this type of a thing where I had so much of fame, name and everything in one place A, I had to go to place B, and in B I lost every last penny over there. And from B, completely dejected, I came back to place A to restart from scratch. I looked up at him and I said, can you please tell me what are your 2 most favorite things in the world? What is it that you love the most? And then he looked at his child and he says, I love my child the most. And then he looked at his wife and he says, I love my wife the most. And then I asked him, so do you think if you would have stayed in place A, you would have got this wife and child? No. You had to go to point B, meet this girl, get married to her, have a child over there, and then come back to place A. Now you tell me you lost so much of money from going, uprooting from A and going to B. Now tell me, is your wife and your child much more than that money that you lost or no? And the person said, they are priceless. So then why go from A to B? Understood this? So you may sometimes think, why is it that I get uprooted? Why is it that things are not happening? But you are a part and parcel of that action plan. And that action plan needs to be followed. Don't say, I will not follow. If you don't follow that action plan, no, you will not meet that future anywhere. So to meet the future, you need to move your bloody ass and go about doing your stuff. And please don't say, I will not do it. Because if you don't do it, it is called hypocrisy. So on the other hand, so how do you got to do it? The action is what he's mentioning. How is it that you got to do it? You got to do it selflessly. It is falling in your lap? Yes. So you got to attempt it. Why are you bothered ki whether I'm going to succeed or not succeed? Is it important? Forget the importance of success and non-success. How do you know? Nobody is going to tell you whether you're going to be successful or not successful. See, you are measuring, your yardstick is measured in terms of success from what? Money, fame, name. Is that what you're thinking success is all about? No. It may be completely different. It may be in the form of relationships. It may be in the form of meeting some new people. It may be in the form of your whole bloody world opens up. How do you know? How do you know that? So attempting it in the first place selflessly, don't bother about the results. Do it. Whatever you got to do, you just keep on doing, not paying attention to what are the end results. Got it? So in this line, he is clearly telling you, on the other hand, he who controlling the organs of sense and action, please don't get carried away by anything. No end result getting carried away by, ये करने से मेरे को ये मिलने वाला है, वो करने से मेरे को वो होने वाला है, ये बहुत सुंदर है इसीलिए मैं कर रहा हूं. अभी तुम लोग विचिटा जाने के टाइम पे कभी सोचा था ये साला -10 डिग्रीज होने वाला है करके? नहीं. अगर इंडिया में तुमको बोला जाता ना, in Wichita 6 months of the year it is below 0 degrees. Hey, I don't want to come. पहले ही बोलते थे तुम लोग. वो परी का जैसा, परी को अगर बताया गया होता ना 9 months in a year, बोला सन ही नहीं आता है बाहर. हाँ, and it just rains, it snows, and you are going to be doing like this all year round. तो बोला मैं पढ़ूंगी कि मैं ठंडी में मर जाऊंगी. No. The excitement, the dangling in front was economics, and the dangling in front of Senthil and Brito is nice opportunity. So all other things, the environment was blanked out in front of you. You were never told it's going to be below freezing. Same way, when Brito's dad and mom came, they were not even aware that it is going to be so cold. है ना? सोचो अगर ये पहले से तो sometimes you should be happy this knowledge is never given to you for this reason, and just do it. And this is where the line states, controlling the organs of sense and action. So now in your world, forcibly you have to wear those warm woolens and stuff like that. You have no option. Was in India you may be without even a ganji, ऐसे पुलक सलमान खान के जैसे पूरे घर में रहते होंगे. अभी सलमान खान क्या, अभी एक तो इट्स लाइक पूरा बाबा जी पूरा 4-5 क्लोथ्स डाल के शायद घूमना पड़ता होगा. But you got to do it. So he says, controlling the organs of sense and action by the power of his will. You have to use your willpower. Willpower, that which is given to you. This willpower is a very, very strange fellow who is inside of you. If how much you can stretch your will? You don't know how much you can stretch your willpower? To such an extent that it can bend you down. You have got such a great willpower, you actually have never tested it out. If you test out your willpower, you will be amazed to see how much you can actually endure. The power of endurance is tremendous. Okay. There is a movie which Mark Wahlberg. Okay, Mark Wahlberg has acted in a film called The Shooter. I don't know whether you have seen the movie. In that movie called Shooter, he joins the army, these elite forces, and there he is supposed to undergo training, and the amount of torture that he undergoes, it's amazing. In most of the films you will find that even Mission Impossible, you will find that in the initial sequences that person is having a tape and is having a hood of that other person, and I don't know whether you love to see these type of movies, but Mission Impossible is one of the movies where he is wearing a mask of somebody else, and the actual person is taped, is not able to open the mouth, and our hero is literally at the break point. So endurance, that kind of willpower that you have to actually go through the situations are tremendous. In amongst us, we have some people who have actually endured tremendous amount of pain also in their world, and they have gone through it. But do you think that is the ultimate? No, you don't know. The power that is there within you to do something, to actually stave off something, push off something, is also tremendous. You can blank your mind out in certain cases. You can completely zero it. It's like some people may be able to not look at a bottle. वो सामने रहेगा फिर भी वो नहीं कुछ कर सकेंगे. That is their willpower. To go through such type of situations is the amount of willpower that you have been given. So, power of his will and remaining unattached, not attached to anything, undertakes the yoga of selfless action through those organs. Arjuna, he excels. So the person who does the job, please understand, karma yoga, everybody in this world is a karma yogi. Any person who raises his hand and says, I am not a karma yogi, is a foolish person. Everybody is a karma yogi. They have to go through their karma. They have to go through the action-based laws in this world, and doing them selflessly without getting attached to anything, no results or anything. You just got to do it because you got to do it. So these are the lines. Do it because you got to do it. There are no options. So doing them selflessly will excel. Therefore, do you perform your allotted duty? For action is superior to inaction. So you got to do your allotted duty. People have always asked me, what is my allotted duty? The answer is that which comes to you naturally. Because you are in that location, that place, that space, that time, that which comes to you naturally is your allotted duty. Don't ask me again what is my allotted duty, because now you know about it. Now let us say you are in United States, Senthil, you are in USA, you got to follow the laws of USA. Your son is in USA, he has to be put in school and he has to be given the best opportunity in the world. Now if your wife says, see, I want to help in running this house, can I take up some tuitions or something like that, or maybe I can become an estate agent in Wichita? Of course, why not? You can't say, I don't want you to do that. It is coming to her naturally because she needs to put whatever her foot forward to help her family. It's worth it. And then she wants to be a part and parcel of helping the son. Yes. And now you come home early and the child is there. So definitely, you know ABCD better than the child, no? So you better teach him, isn't it? So ये करना बहुत जरूरी है. Allotted duty करना जरूरी है. For action is superior to inaction. हाथ पे हाथ बैठ के रखने का और बैठने का is not the right attitude. Action is far more greater than inaction. Please understand this. Desisting from action, you cannot even maintain your body. If you desist from action, तुम खुद है ना सांस भी नहीं ले सकोगे. You won't be able to see. Breathing is also an action. Moving your limbs, eyes, ears is also an action. Can you say I'm just going to sit in one place in like a Buddha position and I will be lost in Lord? ऐसा करके I'm sorry, Lord Word कोई नहीं मिलने वाला है. समझ में आया? Yeah, I got it. Therefore, do you perform your allotted duty? For action is superior to inaction. Desisting from action, you cannot even maintain your body. Man is bound by his own action except when it is performed for the sake of sacrifice. Therefore, Arjuna, do you efficiently perform your duty free from attachment for the sake of sacrifice alone? Man is bound by his own action except when it is performed for the sake of sacrifice. This is a very important line that you got to know and understand. What is the meaning of the word sacrifice? Sacrifice, if you go to any of the ancient manuals or rituals, they will say ये यज्ञ करना, वो यज्ञ करना, ये पूजा करना, ये इसकी आहुति चढ़ाना, ये करना, वो करना. I'm sorry, there is nothing like that called a sacrifice. Okay. All right. Let us see it from this point of view. What is the sacrifice of your neck? It can move only in 180 degrees. Try moving it in 360 degrees, Pari. No. Then you will become omen. Omen में करता है ना वो right round क्या exorcist. The girl's head goes right round.
Exorcist.
Exorcist. Linda Blair. So please understand, that is called a sacrifice. Sacrifice is the action connected to one particular domain. Alright, let us see. The sacrifice done by the eyes is vision. I told you, no? Looking, vision, देखने का, सब दिखना चाहिए. And that is a sacrifice for the eye. The eye is performing the action. That is called a sacrifice. Mouth is performing two actions of sacrifice. One is eating.
And one is talking.
Yeah, and one is talking. Both the things are being done. Nose, smelling and
Breathing.
breathing. So like that, actions are happening over there, and these actions are basically sacrifices. Let us see how it is a sacrifice. When I am breathing, so what is it that goes in? Air goes in, correct? So how many portions of air goes in? From nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, everything is going, isn't it? Where is it going? It's going inwards. So when I take a deep breath, I am putting some offerings in the nose, isn't it? Got it? So some offerings are going inside. And if you go through the process of what is called a yagya, Y-A-G-N-A, yagya, that is called a sacrifice. We have a sacrificial pit. So the pit is the nose. So the air goes inside the nose, right? Now when I eat, this is a sacrificial pit. I am putting something inside. Offerings, we call them, offerings, isn't it? Or stomach is a sacrificial pit. I am offering food to it. I am offering water in it. Ghee and everything else, am I not? So there are different offerings given. Eyes, when I am looking at the object is coming inside my eye in the form of an image, isn't it? That is an offering to the eye. So all kinds of offerings offered in different locations, that means every portion of my top to bottom being is a sacrificial pit, kund, isn't it? Right? So it's a sacrificial pit, and everything that is happening in my world is a sacrifice. Even when I am talking, some words are coming out. That is also nothing but a sacrifice. So I hope you understood the meaning of the word sacrifice. Okay? So man is bound by his own actions except when it is performed for the sake of sacrifice. Alright? Now aankhon ke saath sacrifice. Let us see. I am looking at an object. Okay? मैं वो ऑब्जेक्ट को देख रहा हूं. There is somebody walking in front of me. एंजेलिना जोली. थोड़ा सा स्माइल करो यार. एंजेलिना जोली जा रही है मेरे आंखों के सामने से. एंजेलिना जोली जा रही है मेरे आंखों के सामने से और मैंने उसको देखा करके. और वो एंजेलिना जोली का सैक्रिफाइस मेरे आंख में गया और उधर है ना कुछ तो भी होने लग गया. तो मैं ऐसा करने को लग गया. Okay, it was for ulterior motive, isn't it? There are certain end results I am expecting out of seeing. So any sacrifice that is done with the purpose of attaining a fruit. समझा? In the same way, ear, nose, हाँ, देखो अंदर पूरन पोली बन रही है, तेरा यौन भी गया, देखा? समझो अंदर किचन में पूरन पोली ऐसे ही कुछ तो भी एकदम ढिंचैक प्रकार बन रहा है ऐसा. our nose actually goes inwards towards that. कितना मस्त स्मेल आ रहा है. परी, your mouth is watering, is it? Okay, so your nose goes right inside, and then what happens? The sacrifice goes to ruin because we start giving out saliva elsewhere. So we have already decided we want to enjoy. So he is very clear in his answer. He says, any job you are doing for the purpose of enjoyment is not called a sacrifice. You are doing the job just because you are supposed to do it. Got it? All jobs have to be performed with the express intention of just because the job is in front of you and you got to do it. Alright? So this is the meaning of those lines. So man is bound by his own actions except when it is performed for the sake of sacrifice. Only when it is performed for the purpose of sacrifice that he is not bound by any actions. But when he is doing an action with an express intention, I want to gain something out of it, then he is bound. So in the first action, there are no karmas, and in the second action, there is a huge amount of karmas that are happening. मतलब मैंने एंजेलिना जोली को है ना ऐसा ऐसा आंख करके बताया, वो उठा के चप्पल लेके मेरे को दे 2-4 लगाने वाली है, और उधर ब्रैड पीट रहा तो मेरी तो खटिया खड़ी है कि नहीं? तो ऐसा है. So man is bound by his own actions except when it is performed for the sake of sacrifice. Therefore, Arjuna, do you efficiently perform your duty free from attachment for the sake of sacrifice alone. So do not get attached to any action that you are doing. You got to do your action without attachment. That means if you think that you are going to become the president of America, for which you got to do your law degree and your examination, you have already decided on the end result. And you know, God is very chalu in such aspects. बोलता अच्छा तेरे को ये सब करने का है, तेरे को मैं ना एक एनजीओ में डालेगा और उसमें तो एनवायरमेंटल स्पेशलिस्ट बना के रखूंगा, पेटा फेटा ऐसा कुछ तो भी. बोला कुत्ते के लिए तू करना ये सब, जा. बोला अच्छा तुमने लॉ भी पढ़ा है ना, चलो उधर जाके फुकट में काम करना पड़ेगा. थिंक अबाउट इट. हम लोग करते हैं नो बिकॉज यू नो ओबामा ही इज एजुकेटेड, ही इज डूइंग दिस, ही इज डूइंग दैट, हिलरी क्लिंटन वाज रनिंग दिस, इसके लिए मैं भी करेगा वैसा. और इधर भगवान बोलता है गया भाड़ में, तू तेरे लिए है ना मैंने उधर कुत्ता और बिल्ली का जॉब ही रखा है, जा उधर जाके बैठ. So don't bother about why you are doing your law. You have to do your law, so you got to do it. Why are you bothered so much about it? There was this guy, Charles Sobraj. I don't know whether you have heard of this guy called Charles Sobraj. Charles Sobraj was a great crook, international crook. Now, this guy sat in jail for many years and he studied the law. And finally, he fought his own case. And you know how many times he escaped from the jail? Many times. He would just vanish from the jail. ये अभी जंपिंग करने का चालू हो गया अभी इसका. एक मिनट रुको. ये कंप्यूटर में जंप मारते बहुत. इसको 1 2 3 4. So you sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You get a cooling time also in jail so that you can study law. सोचो तो वहां पे भी काम तो करना ही पड़ेगा ना, है कि नहीं? हमारा आर्नोल्ड श्वार्ज़नेगर वगैरह वो सब जेल में रहते हैं तभी तो वो मसल बिल्डिंग एक्टिविटी करते हैं, सो दैट दे कैन एस्केप फ्रॉम देयर, एस्केप फ्रॉम अल्काट्राज या ऐसा कुछ कुछ पिक्चर निकालने के लिए. So you got to do your duty free of attachments. So having created mankind along with Yajna, at the beginning of creation, the creator Brahma said to them, you shall prosper by this. May these yield the enjoyments you seek. Now see why he is saying this. When mankind was created, at the beginning of creation, having created mankind along with Yajna. Yajna, remember the word sacrifice I explained to you just now? Everything in our body from top to bottom that happens in our world is a sacrifice. Please do not think some person out, some Babaji out there is going to tell you, देखो तुमको है ना ये मंदिर में इतना इतना यज्ञ करना पड़ेगा, उसके लिए 5001 और यज्ञ का सामग्री के लिए another 2500 और उसके बाद पंडित जी को देने के लिए और एक 5000 रुपया. वो यज्ञ नहीं है, यज्ञ जो हमारे अंदर होता है. So when Brahma ji created this world, when he was starting to create this world, he incorporated yajna in everything. Okay, now you may ask, in everything means what? Say in the birds, the color, the sounds that they make, the way they fly, the wings, everything, is it not a part of the yajna? See, the wings have been given for the purpose of flying, right? The same way, the beak has been given for eating a particular kind of a fruit or a berry. नहीं तो इमेजिन करना पैरेट को टाइगर का जैसा थोबड़ा दिया होता तो कैसा होएगा, और विंग्स दिया होता तो सब गलत होता ना. उसको अपनी जगह पे सही हिसाब से बनाया गया है. ओके, so the body, the mind, everything has been very clearly made. One of the biggest yajnas that gets performed, remember I said it's a pit. Pit बोलेगा तो कुंड जिसमें वो यज्ञ होने वाला है. One of the biggest is our mind. And what is it that is offered in the mind? Thoughts, isn't it? So different thoughts are offered, correct? So even our mind is a yajna, is a place where yajnas happen. So he says, having created mankind along with yajna, at the beginning of creation, the creator Brahma said to them, you shall prosper by this. May this yield the enjoyments you seek. Yajnas have been there for the purpose of enjoying. So nose, the performance of the yajna in the nose is the sense of smell and breathing. If there was no sense of smell in your nose, you will get into trouble. Or the taste. If there was no sense of taste in your tongue, you will get into very big trouble. वो तीखा है कि मीठा है कैसे पता चलेगा? So end result आता है कि नहीं उसमें से? So he is given for the enjoyments you seek. The yajnas are performed with this body for a certain purpose of enjoyment. Foster the gods through this sacrifice and let the gods foster you. Thus each fostering the other selflessly, you will attain the highest good. Foster the gods. The gods, let us say, in my tongue, the god of taste, he lives over there. Okay, there is no person sitting there with a crown on his head and one bhala barchi over there with a one nice chair and all. Okay, aane do, ऐसा करके कोई बैठा हुआ नहीं है. I'm sorry. So there is no god like that who is sitting over there and waiting for something to happen. No. The god of taste sits in my tongue. I have to give him the correct offering. That means he likes sweet. Sometimes he likes salty. Sometimes he likes bitter. Sometimes he likes, bland food. So I got to give him that food. When I give him that food, he converts it into your taste, isn't it? So you say immediately, nice sweet, sweet. Or you say, oh, it's so bitter, So So sometimes when you eat some fruits which are very, very, say, khatta, right? Have you seen how you make your face? So exactly what happens. All right. So foster the gods. That means you have to give it to these gods through this sacrifice. Offer them everything. So the god sitting in your ear is the one who tells you hearing. Correct? So that way, when you offer the sacrifice, let the gods foster you too. That means they are going to give you that fruit, whatever that they get, isn't it? उसका fruit में convert करके देंगे कि नहीं? Thus, each fostering the other selflessly, you will attain the highest good. So the eyes have been given for the purpose of seeing, so you can see good stuff. Nose has been given for the purpose of smelling. The eyes, the stomach, the heart, the liver, the intestine, everything in this whole world has been given out there. Say apple, a tree has been given over there for giving apples. A mango tree, it has been given to have mangoes. So on and so forth. All these things have been clearly created for the purpose of sacrifice and getting out of that sacrifice. What is this? The fruit. Fostered by sacrifice, the god will surely bestow on you, unasked, all the desires, enjoyment. He who enjoys the gift bestowed by them without offering their share to them is undoubtedly a thief. Now, this is the last line we will do today. So you are partaking of that. So if you look at an object, okay, and the object is, say, a beautiful rose. So you see a very beautiful pink color rose. You look at it. Your eyes will tell you it's a beautiful pink rose. So you look at it, and then the next thought that comes to you is, I want to pluck it. And you go and pluck the rose. Are you getting more than that or less than the god that is sitting in your eye? The god in your eye just wanted to admire it, whereas you want to possess it. So ulterior motive of yours is to get more than the god in the eye, isn't it? So you have broken it from the stem. This is where the problem starts. So that which was offered to the gods, fostered by sacrifice, the gods will surely bestow on you unasked for all the desired enjoyments. So whatever, admiring the rose was an enjoyment which you did, but the person who enjoys the gift bestowed on them without offering their share to them is undoubtedly a thief. But what did you do? You went and snatched that particular rose. What is it that the god in the eye has got out of it? Nothing. So you also need to offer something to somebody. फुकट में कुछ लेने का नहीं, करेक्ट है कि नहीं? कोई भी चीज फुकट में नहीं लेने का. फुकट में मतलब समझा? फ्री 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 कुछ भी नहीं लेने का. It has to be shared equally, isn't it? So you better share it. This god who is giving you this opportunity to enjoy these particular things, you need to share it with that god. Otherwise you will be called a thief. तो तुमको वो चोर बोलेगा. तो you cannot take anything away from another person without offering some part to that person. So it has to be an equal share and an equal opportunity also. So we will end over here a certain portion of the Karma Yoga. Now I will be seeing you on Monday, right?